We are back, and I finally got around to seeing Kraven the Hunter, and I was mixed. So, Aaron Taylor Johnson, I think he did a fantastic job in the movie with what he had. His physique was fantastic. Lately, they've been doing this weird thing with superhero movies where, like in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Will Poulter ripped up, got huge, bulked up, probably was, doing testosterone and all that kind of stuff and all that clean eating and everything, got completely ripped. Like he was night and day from what he looked like before. And then they put him in a clunky suit and you never saw any of that work. Same thing with David Cornsweet. He worked out. He put on 25 pounds of muscle. His biceps are everything's huge. And then they put him in this clunky, stupid Superman suit that you can't see the physique. Like, why put in all that work when you could just get fake muscles? Makes no sense. But Kraven the Hunter, Aaron Taylor Johnson put in the work, and they show it off all the time. He was very proud of how he looked in this movie. I felt like the direction had some flaws. The action sequences were great, but all of the dialogue was clunky. How this movie was written, they were spoon feeding so much information in these two-person scenes that they would have, whether it would be Calypso and the mother or out. They were just like, here, this is how they do this. These are the cards, the tarot cards. This is the potion. This is what it'll do. This, and then it was the next scene would be like, Russell Crowe and his son Dimitri. This is, you are the son. You are the son that's the not good son. And it's like, well, we get that because you can kind of see in the movie like the weak son versus the other son. And I get that like Kraven is kind of being introduced to the world, and unless you're a fanboy comic book nut, you don't know who the hell Kraven is. So I get that. You don't know that he's part of this, whatever, the Sinister Six or all the bad people that go after Spider-Man. But everything just felt dialed in with the actors. And Ariana DeBois, who won an Oscar, was the worst actor in the film. Such a fish out of water. It was almost like watching a high school production in front of you, like a play. Her acting was so bad, and I don't know why it was. So other than the director was really good with action, but he was terrible with working with actual talent. There are a lot of actors out there, and I know like Anthony Hopkins has even been vocal about this. He'll take scripts and he'll read them and he'll say, okay, this one's a paycheck, and this one's a really one that I want to do, an artsy type film that I want to do that's going to really show off my acting ability. So he'll do a superhero one like Thor and get a big payday so he could do a really independent type film that really shows off his acting chops. And I felt like with Kraven the Hunter, for Ariana DeBois, Russell Crowe, I felt like this was a paycheck movie so that they could go do something else. So it only made $59 million at the box office, so it's just another one of these long lines of flops, whether it be Madam Web or whether it be Morbius, which I thought Morbius was pretty good. I actually enjoyed it, and I felt bad that I skipped it in the theater and didn't see it till I was on an airplane flying to Montana. And it was the in-flight, one of the in-flight movies was Morbius. So I was like, oh, I'll watch it now because I'm not paying for it. And I was thoroughly surprised. It wasn't a bad movie at all. But this one was just, oof, oof, oof. The phoned-in performances, and there was some suspect CGI in some places, but that's with all movies these days. You'll have really good shots and then not good shots. I thought the camera work overall from the director was fantastic. Some of these shots were beautiful. The way they would creep up out of a field like it's a cat preying on someone, or like there was great camera work, great cinematography, great action sequences. But where this thing fell flat was all the talent either not understanding what they were doing or not being given the direction they needed or self-directing themselves. So that was it. What did you guys think of Kraven the Hunter? Let's talk about it in the comment section. We'll see you on the next one.